Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and today we're gonna come back to this place where we planted the Oakland hollies behind me, and we are gonna take it up another notch. There's a couple of things in this bed that we are going to do. We're gonna trim back the Amsonia. We are going to plant 5 more of the phantom hydrangeas. If you remember, directly behind us, so you have the hollies, then you can see the cryptomerias behind me, and then in front of those are the phantom hydrangeas. We had 5 of them left over. Might as well use them, right? So we are going to plant them kind of behind the Amsonia right here. And then after we planted the 4 Oaklands, we realized that there still needed a little bit more filling in. So we've got 1 other Oakland that we are going to plant. Now I know it looks different. We'll talk about it later, but this is a really high visibility area for us, and you know me, I don't like clutter. It's driving me crazy. So I'm very excited to get this bed done because it's really going to look neat and tidy, and it's going to give us spectacular color really all year round. Now what we're going to do first is really simple. So you see the brown sticks here. This is that fantastic perennial. It is Amsonia. It is a great early spring bloomer. Beautiful light blue blooms on it, very kind of star shaped. The blooms themselves are very small, but they form a cluster, so it makes a big impression. And then for the rest of the season, it has beautiful, the lovely green, very fine foliage on it. And then in the fall, a nice brilliant yellow color. Clearly the frost has killed all the foliage on the top. Super simple to do. I'm going to take my hedge trimmers and I'm going to cut it as low as I possibly can to the ground. It's one of the easiest perennials to clean up because you can't hurt it. So we're going to get the hedge trimmers out, give it a good flat top, and then the leaves have gotten stuck in here because those stalks are a great leaf catcher. So we're going to get this cleaned up, and then we're going to go back and talk about the phantoms and show you exactly where we're going to plant those. So the Amsonia are cut down to the ground. You can see that there was no mercy. You don't have to be tidy and neat and careful with them. Just cut them down. So they are down about as far as I could get them to go down. Jerry has already auged the holes for both the hydrangeas and the holly because we have some things going on today and we weren't sure if he was going to be able to be in the video and auging the holes. So we went ahead and did that ahead of time. So like I said, we have the 5 phantom hydrangeas, and basically they're just going to be kind of in a little bit of an arc behind the Amsonia, in front of the maple tree. We came as far away from the maple tree as we could go, but we still ran into some roots. They'll be fine. They'll all grow together and be happy about that. The phantoms, of course, are a fantastic panicle hydrangea. They love the sun. They bloom on new growth, so that means you prune them once a year. From basically now up until, for us, like beginning of March, before you start to see the green buds come out of them, is when you want to prune them. Before that, they will get nice and large. Again, it's just another layer of the garden to help kind of screen the parking lot behind us. Just gives, then this bed will tie into the bed that's behind, in front of the cryptomerias rather. So it just kind of all ties in. Again, we had them left over. Why, you know, we don't want to waste them. Let's use them. So it's really simple. You dig the hole, you throw some Viatone in there, and you pop them in. Yeah, it's as easy as that. So I'm going to get that done, and then we'll move over there to the holly. that, my friends, is how you plant 5 hydrangeas in like 5 seconds. Get Jerry Simpson with you. The man moves fast. He doesn't let anything go under his feet. Now, the holly. Obviously, it's larger. It's a little thinner than the other Oaklands that we have. You know what? It's what we have. It's what we're going to use. We're thinking long term here. In the spring, I will go ahead and shape it up, prune it down a little bit more so that it will be more in line with the hollies that we have. Clippers. So I will prune it, shape it, so it'll be more in line with those other hollies. The other hollies are gonna grow. Everybody's gonna get holly tone come springtime. They'll be fine. This time next year, they'll all look the same and we're not gonna worry about it. So that is a key point, is when you are planning a landscape or a new area and you want to make sure that everybody's the same size when you plant them, to be really sure on the plan that you're doing. And my motto in life is it's better to have too much than not enough. So whether I'm having friends over for supper, I tend to overcook. In my plants, I tend to over collect, because that way I can always use them somewhere else, but I hate to be one short. So that's what happened here. Again, you know what? It's life, right? So we roll with it. Now, so we're gonna get this planted. This one is root bound, so Jerry is taking the clippers. Do you want a shovel? Do you want a shovel? He's just using my clippers. To break, clippers will need to be sharpened after this. Just breaking up those roots some, just giving them a good scratch. That way they can start going out instead of being still twined up within the holly tree. Once we get this holly tree planted, just like the hydrangeas, I went ahead and put biotone in the hole, so it's in there. All of our shrubs, because you can tell, red clay soil. So the shrubs and the trees, we always tend to plant them a little bit high. That way water doesn't pool around them. Now, again though, on this area, it's a slope. Very few things here at Creekside are flat. Same thing here, it is a slope. So we're not gonna be too worried about them like sitting in water, because all the water would come this way and flow down behind the garden shed. So she's in the ground. We'll backfill with our native soil, and then we are gonna go ahead and mulch this entire area so that it ties into the other hollies all underneath the maple tree, nice and neat and tidy. Again, you know, full disclosure here, yes, there are weeds in the bed. It is getting ready to rain, so I don't have time to properly get in here to weed them. So, just being honest, we're just gonna cover them up. I'll deal with them later. If they come through the mulch, then I'll deal with them. But for right now, we're just gonna kind of hide it, right? Your kids, when they're cleaning their room and they stuff things underneath the bed so that it looks like it's neat and tidy, that's what I'm gonna do here. So, yeah, you know, it's life. It'll be fine. If they come back up through the mulch, we'll deal with them then. Don't always do this, rarely do this, but today we are. right, my friends, the project is complete. We have the Amsonia trimmed back, 5 phantom hydrangeas are planted, and 1 Oakland holly has been planted as well. And of course, everything has gotten a nice thick layer of mulch. Now, what do I do to this bed from here on out? Nothing. I just wait. Spring will come, the Amsonia will come back up. You notice that we just barely put some mulch on top of it. It'll be fine. Yes, there is some mulch down kind of in the crown of the perennial on Amsonia. They can handle it. It is not a problem at all. The hydrangeas will come up nice and flush out in the spring, and then of course give us gorgeous blooms through the summer. The appropriate time to fertilize these plants is early spring. Plant tone, if you have nothing else, plant tone is the best fertilizer to use. It's like your all-purpose fertilizer. If you want to get specific, the hollies, of course, will like holly tone because they are acid-loving plants. And your hydrangeas actually, believe it or not, love rose tone because rose tone is great for a woody, flowering shrub. So the hydrangeas need those same requirements as a rose bush does. So you can use rose tone on that and then plant tone on your Amsonia. But if you don't have anything and you only have plant tone, go for that. That is perfect. Yeah, so we just sit back and wait. This is not on irrigation, and no, I did not water these in. It is a cloudy, rainy is coming today. It's been kind of what we call spitting around here, so it has a little bit of a haze. We are going to get, I think, 3 or 4 days of rain. These are fine. It is winter time. It is not, you know, August and we're planting these, so it is okay. I know my soil, I know my conditions, and I don't need to water these right now. So yeah, so we just sit back, wait, and the beauty will come pretty soon. It's fantastic. Again, keep adding those different layers to your garden, bring some interest in different areas. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.